And as I see it for the business leaders, their digital acumen boils down to four things: staying abreast of digital trends, understanding the implications of those digital trends for their business, knowing how to leverage the new technologies, and as a core skill, taking effective action quickly. The fact is that most of these capabilities already exist in the TPA, but they're distributed across all of the various areas from marketing, product development, finance, HR, et cetera, rather than linked with a coherent focus. So it's building and ensuring that there's in place a clear vision for the next stage of the organization's future. And while I'm effectively communicating it, I'm also trying to collaborate with everyone so that the rest of the leaders see that it becomes their vision, not my vision, for the future of the organization. And ultimately, I'm trying to make it so that the actions result in the organization's skill, will, and confidence being aligned to achieve that future. The entire executive team needs to bring their collective efforts to translating vision into strategy and action. And while digital transformation has a significant technology component, overcoming the traditional barriers to change within the organization, such as their legacy processes and the outdated IT to business relationship, are still critical for success, and that's what they really need.
The structure that we've kind of applied here is no different than what we would do in any new technology and a new kind of transformation. Is building a foundation level training and a common terminology so everybody speaking the same language. And we applied this even just in a subset of our digital transformation for the cloud adoption. So creating a foundation level understanding. So whether that is a certification, whether it's just common terminology of how we're going to deploy, but then also creating specific learning tracks based on that particular role, either the current role or the future role. And then in our scenario is leveraging partners and using outsourcing services. So, recognizing that we don't have that internal capability and reusing what has worked in the industry. So either taking, ideas from things from roundtables such as this, or using actual partners to go and execute has been what's made us successful and successful in the past in every roles that I've had.
You really need to hustle to learn all the new things that are coming at you. There's so many different channels to learn new information today. So it should be a mix of multiple mechanisms. There's online training, there's the networking events like this where I learn from all you smart people. There's also, similar to what Ainsley was mentioning, around the partner. So don't treat your partner as an order taker. Like, that's where I've learned the most over the years, is working on these different transformations and big projects. And to get the specialists in, I've learned so much from those experiences. And that's really one of the biggest places that's benefited me personally. But ultimately it's a hustle. You need to keep learning. So it's something that it's not going to just fall in your lap. So you need to go after all those different channels where you can learn those different pieces and focus and go after them.
Having that business partnership, having a holistic vision, and looking at it, the translation of the vision collectively for strategy and action accordingly, but in agreement that the vendor management is going to be a very critical piece. I think I'm looking at it in a way is that how will that vendor/partner help you to move the transformation needle forward, and how invested are they? And then in parallel, also looking at the whole aura of solutions that are there, looking at as to build versus buy. And, that's as part of doing that assessment of that digital acumen and the experience that you kind of bring. I would say, in addition, staying abreast of digital standards, leader forums, events like these, and networking from that perspective. I think one additional thing that I've been working with my team, and we've just started it on the infancy stage itself, is this idea of sandpits that I'm kind of trying to introduce. I'm not going to call it a POC per se, but it's essentially giving them an environment, go play with it, go build it, go break it, go try this particular solution out. Tell me how it will work within integration, and is it really worth for us to take it to the next level of a POC? So it's kind of helping me doing a little bit more of assessment of that particular product and the capabilities of that particular product or the vendor. So that was probably my one additional point I would add.
The partner landscape is changing so fast. that people bring different expertise and build different practices. I think having a leadership experience, you try to select your partner from a leadership experience point of view, having done it once, twice, 7 times, 10 times. And along the way, I think a partner like us can bring you the assessment gap. What is missing along the way? Because there's partners out there that are innovating all the time. And we spend a lot of time with these partners, and they close some of the gaps they have themselves. And sometimes your stack may have some gaps, and that's where we come in. So these are the 2 or 3 areas where partner X, Y, and Z can really make a difference in accelerating your deployment, your quality, your security, whatever. When I had a call last week with a CIO, they bought 32 tools last year. Guess what? None of the tools have been adopted. None of the tools have been integrated. And none of the tools they had were consolidated and taken out from a cost point of view. This is the things we can do and help the customer with, because we see all of those partners all the time. I think having a neutral partner increases your chance of success big time, because we're not biased to represent one particular partner, and we adapt your stack to what you're missing, and you can adopt your technology fast.
I see it on both sides, as both a vendor, in and around the analytics space, but also as an executive in a company that is a user of a lot of this stuff. I think partners can certainly help a lot. I think, any vendor, the same thing that Luc said about, any partner, just reevaluating them, making sure you've got the right partners in there helping you on that path to what you need to do. I tell a lot of our customers, a lot of times the best value we can offer is just connecting our customers to each other so that they can actually work with each other and learn a lot of the use cases that similar customers have gone through in the same industry. And particularly with analytics, it's moving so fast. It's easy to get caught up in the, XGBoost algorithm versus some binomial tree algorithm and all that. But at the end of the day, we've got problems that we're trying to solve within our organizations. We're trying to get to the data to the right people at the right time, as we heard today. And so a lot of it is just helping to identify those use cases. And frankly, of course, we love our technology. You can solve this with a lot of different technologies. It's not really about the technology. It's about how you line it all up to achieve the problem at hand. And I think any partner is critical in that.
I actually think the key here for the partner is someone that has a skin in the game with you, someone that can actually share the risk and be there with you and see that not as a, hey, I want to sell something, as opposed to I'm here to help. And as a result, have benefit from this help and support as well.